Hey everybody, this is Greg Gossett from Gossett Trading and Mentoring Live, and today is Friday, September 4th, 2020, and we again find ourselves in the final hour of the trading day. The final hour of the trading day is my favorite time to make my buying and selling decisions because at the end of the day, you have the large financial institutions coming in. They're dealing with a lot of money. They have very smart people, best technology, best information, and they take control of the price away from the day traders and the algorithms who control it during the middle of the day. So I feel like there's an edge in following what the big financial institutions do at the end of the day. So thank you all for coming today. I really appreciate it. I always look forward to seeing everyone. I think we have such a great group, and I'm very grateful for that. Currently, wow, what a day. Unbelievable. Um, you know, the last couple days, the market has just fallen out of the sky. And today, the Dow was down huge. I think the Nasdaq was down 600 points at one point, again on top of yesterday's shellacking. Um, but we've had a nice recovery. The Dow was only down 13 points now. I saw it green a little while ago. The Nasdaq is down 106 points still, down 0.93, but a huge comeback off of the lows. And the S&P is down $12.24, down 0.35%. So amazing, unbelievable last couple of days. I hope everyone's staying safe out there. Let's take a look. Kamal is here. Hey, Kamal. Good to see you, my friend. Nice chatting with you during the day as always, and thank you for the results of your scanner today. And David is here. Hey, David. Hope you're doing well with your shoulder. David says, hi, Kamal, Greg, and group. Hey, Dave. Miko25 is here. Hey, Miko. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Frank is here. Hello, my friend. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. And thanks for all your contributions. Well, thanks to everybody for their contributions to the group. All right. Well, interesting day. Like I said, big turnaround. Hey, Steve Burns is here. Good to see you, Steve. Always appreciate you being here. Thanks for everything you do and your contributions to the channel. Steve says VIX had a huge reversal back under 70 RSI today. Yeah, the VIX was on fire to say the least. But look at this big reversal. My gosh, it got up to 33. Now it's down to 29.14. So yes, it rejected the 70 RSI. And I guess that's a good sign for the bulls. And Steve, thank you so much today for including me on your list. I really do appreciate that. So, all right, well, here's the plan for today. First of all, we're going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer. Secondly, we're going to come back. We're going to take a look at my current positions, talk about when I bought them, why I bought them, how I'm going to manage them going forward. I did have a few day trades today, some really good ones. I'll show you those. After that, we're going to go through the list on the board of your current positions, and we're going to take a look at those. Boy, they look a lot better than they did earlier, I can tell you that. After that, we're going to switch gears, talk about trader psychology, the most important skill, everybody. You do have to learn how to trade. You do have to learn support, resistance, and to be able to put together some kind of plan. But after that, following your plan, that's the great achievement. That is seriously the achievement. So I like to touch on that. After that, we're going to go down. I've gone down through my watch list. I've gone down through Kamal's scanner. And we'll take a look at some potential end of day trades. I do have three requirements before I enter any trade. First requirement, confluence combination of signals such as RSI, MACD, moving averages, ATR channels. I look at each potential indicator as a potential group of buyers coming in. And so if you want to be in the company with as many buyers as possible, that will dramatically increase your chances of having a profitable trade. And so I like to look for a confluence or combination of indicators, or in other words, confluence or combination of buyers coming in on multiple time frames, ideally. So that's my first requirement. Second requirement, even if you have a good combination or confluence of indicators, you want to make sure that you have a good risk to reward ratio. That's very important, at least 2 to 1. So if you're risking $100, you want to be able to make at least 200 or more based upon the resistance above you and the support below you. And then number three, these last couple days have been a good example of this as far as not having too many correlated positions. If you have been in tech the last couple days, it's been pretty ugly. So try to diversify, try to get outside of just one particular industry. Look for good signals, look for good setups, but keep in mind, have some diversity in the type of holdings that you have. All right, so we're going to go down through the list. If anything meets those three requirements, I will take the trade at the end of the day. I'll go through the potentials and we'll whittle them down and see if we can come up with the best one. And then after the market closes, if anybody has any questions for me, I'm happy to answer them. If you have any new additions on the board, if you could please wait till after the market's closed, then the pressure's off me. I'm done teaching, I'm done trading, and then I'll definitely get all your new positions or subtractions off of the board. And then if you have any stock symbols that you'd like me to take a look at, I'm happy to do that. Just put them in the chart in the live stream and put an emoji by it, and I will do my very best to get to it before the market closes. All right, so that's the plan. Hang tight, and I'm going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer, and I will be back in about 40 seconds. So thank you. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Please carefully read and/or listen to the U.S. government required disclaimer before watching this video or live stream broadcast. The video link and disclaimer text are located in the description section of this video or live broadcast, here and here. Thank you so much. All right, boy, wouldn't it be amazing if the Qs went positive today? Look at this, 280. They're down $2.50. I think they were down 14 points earlier. Unbelievable. Hey, Mount Doji, what is happening, my friend? Good to see you. I saw that your Houston Rockets made it into the next round, so that's good. I believe Mount Doji's in Houston, but good seeing you. Bob is here. Hey, Bob, good to see you as well. Hi, everyone. And Dan gives me a peace sign. That's great. Peace right back at you. All right, so I'm still blown away by this day. And Gary's here. Hello, Greg and group. Wild day today. Man, I would say. So I only had one position today, aside from some day trades, and it was the overnight SPY trade. And Stephen Burns is psychic because yesterday he said, hey, Greg, hopefully the SPY will gap up overnight so you can get an overnight SPY trade, profitable one, and then it will go down so that my puts will do well. Well, it's exactly what happened. So I do buy the SPY every day at the close. I do this based upon a long-term back-tested study from Liz Ann Saunders at Bespoke Invest. Since 1993, they tested two approaches. Approach number one, buy the SPY at the open, hold through the day, sell at the close. If you did this every day since 1993, you'd return a negative 13.9% return. However, if you do the opposite, which is what I do, buy the SPY at the close, hold it overnight, take the overnight risk, that's where I feel like the edge is in this approach, and sell first thing the next morning, that returns 634.2%. Past performance is no guarantee of future results, but if I have two options, one that returns a negative 13.9% over a long period of time and another one that returns 634.2%, which one am I going to choose? I'm going to choose the one that has good back-tested results. But like I said, past performance, no guarantee of future results. It doesn't mean because it's worked since 1993 that it's going to work on into the future. We just don't know that, right? It could never work again in the history. So keep that in mind. But the blue line is the buy the close, sell the next morning. The orange line is the buy the morning, sell the close. You can see there's a huge difference. The blue line over time just goes up There are significant drawdowns. There's periods of years where this goes down. If you look at this chart, you're like, oh yeah, I could go through that. But when you're doing it in real time, it's a whole other issue. So if you do, if you're considering using this approach, use a very small amount, something that you can withstand a significant drawdown, maybe like a 5% position size or something like that, or a 10% or whatever your risk tolerance is. Okay, so with that being said, Kamal says, spot on, Steve. The prediction yesterday was 100% true. So I bought yesterday at 345.39 and sold this morning at 346.05. So 345.39, sold at 346.05. So nice little overnight SPY trade there. Not so much the little overnight SPY trade that I was looking at. I was just like, oh my gosh, I'm glad, I got out at the open. Just like yesterday, I had a little loss yesterday, but certainly glad that I got out before this monster down. And this one actually turned out to be a little gain before this monster down, although this one has come back. Steve and Gary bought SPY 344 strikes expiring 9/11. It's at 343.89, so I imagine that they're in the money somewhat on those puts, but you guys are going to have to tell me. Interesting with the SPY, we have taken out, well, here on the SPY, we took out, I guess, on the SPY, maybe close to a month's worth of trading in, about that, in 2 days. I mentioned this the other day, but when you can go up, the old saying is you go up by the stairs and down the elevator. Well, this is a perfect example of just, stair stepping up until somebody decides to hit the sell button, and then boom. So don't get complacent when the market's just going up. Don't get complacent. Realize, especially when you're in these levels up here at the 6 ATR channel and it's just nonstop buying. Well, this kind of stuff can happen. And like I said, almost a month's worth. I think the NASDAQ took out 2 months worth, or close to 2 months of gains in 2 days. So please remember that. That's why I like to scale out, take profits as I go up. So if I do get caught in something like this, I have a lot fewer shares and it mitigates the loss. Oh, and Adam bought the SPY at 343.67. So he got almost a couple more dollars that he bought, and then he sold it at the open, I believe. If Adam's out there, you can let me know. So anyway, I will be buying this again today. Monday, I believe, is Labor Day. So obviously the market's not going to be open. So I will buy this today and I will sell this Tuesday morning. So I imagine that's going to be somewhat of a gap on Tuesday morning. Okay, so that's all I had. That's all I had today. I did have some nice day trades though, to the long side and the short side. Let's start over here with Apple. I apologize that these charts I know get messy, but I try to notate where I bought and sold, and it makes it a little messy. But you can see here, this is Apple on the 5-minute. We were below the -1 ATR channel. We rallied into the value zone. We created a higher low V2. And, Steve, if you're out there, one day I want to have a Skype call with you. I want to explain to you the red-green scenario on these charts. Kamal and I kind of were looking at that, and I like whenever it goes red-green, and I'll explain to you why. But anyway, I bought it here at 114.73, higher low V2. I bought it when it triggered, not at the close. I bought it when it triggered. Initially went up my way nicely, went above the 50 RSI, then came down, closed under the 50 RSI. So my rules dictate that I have to get out of half the position. Well, I'm glad I kept half because it kept up, it kept up, it kept up. It went over the 50-day moving average, went up again, and then we had a down bar where I lost the 50-day moving average and a close below the previous day's low, but still profitable. Bought at 114.73, got out half at 115.10, and then got out the other half at 117.70. So that was a pretty sweet trade, I have to say. And I have more sweet trades. Let me just clean up this chart here. All right. Then I went to the short side. You can see we rejected the 100-day moving average. We rejected this previous high over here. We rejected the almost the third ATR channel. Closed, shorted here at 119.54. Immediately went down my way. This bar we went under 50, over 50, so I covered half. So I shorted at 119.54. I got out of half at 118.35. Take that one off. Then it continued down and down and down and down and down. Here we close back over the 50-day moving average. And that was my other place to get out. I got out of half of a half there. And then here finally we got to close over the previous day high. So I got out of there. So short at 119.54, right closed half here at 118.37, closed the other half right here at about 117.35, and the other half at 117.48. So that was nice to have a little short side. All right, so that was it on Apple. And then I had a really nice trade on the Qs. I bought here, same type of setup, close below the -1 ATR channel, come in. Here we had a nice V1, washed out that previous low, closed above, got in at 279.86. It moved up. This bar unfortunately got me at a half. So I got in at 279.86. I got out of the second half for a loss at 279.31. But then it took off beautifully, came up here, rejected the 70 RSI, and it was getting close to the podcast, so I just took it. So anyway, you know, these setups, they work on any time frame, so that's why I like to show you the trades. But it's been great day trading lately. Okay, hey, Frank has a poem for us. They can sell their stakes, they can sell their stocks, have a fit, stomp their feet, and complain about the market's drumbeat. But after the heat, loss and defeat, soon they'll know with all their dough, there simply is no place else to go. Oh, wow, that's good. They can sell their stocks, have a fit, stomp their feet, and complain about the market's drumbeat. But after the heat, loss and defeat, soon they'll know with all their dough, there simply is no place else to go. Yeah, so I think he's referring that after this big sell-off here, you know, where else are you going to go, right? That's the Tina approach, right, Frank? I believe, if I'm correct, there is no alternative. So thank you, Frank. I appreciate that as always. Let's see here. All right, set that up there like that, over there, come back over here. Okay, thank you for that, Frank, appreciate that. Steve says, my put option was up about 100% intraday at the SPY price lows before the big rally. Yeah, what a rally. Gary says, wish I had sold my puts earlier this morning, gave back a lot of gain, but still profitable. Okay, yeah, sometimes you give it back, but being profitable is the important part. Steve says, I will be exiting my puts and going to cash today as the VIX fell back underneath the 70 RSI. So Steve took the 1030 crossover on the VIX. That's why he bought his puts. But because we rejected the 70 RSI, I assume Steve's looking at that as that's a bit of an exhaustion, got up to where it was going to go, and that was about it. And so thinking his puts will be less valuable, that the volatility is gone out. Adam says, yup. Is that a yup or a symbol? I think we're going to see. Yep, that was just a yup. Glenn says, hey Glenn, good to see you, bud. Hey Greg, sitting in cash waiting for the next retest next week. Okay, you heard it here. You think we're going to have a retest next week, Glenn? I wouldn't surprise me at all. Frank says, yes, Tina. All right. Glenn says, cash gives you your opportunity to buy lower. If you are 100% invested, you have no options. No pun intended. That's good. That's good stuff. So the the S&P is positive, up 37 points. Wow, how about that? I mean, after the day we had, the Nasdaq's only down 53 points now. I think we were down 600 if I'm not mistaken. Unbelievable. Just craziness. Just craziness, I say. Okay, let's take a look at everybody else's trades. Carol. Oh, Adam's here. Yep, on the SPY position I bought and sold at the open. Okay, that's what I thought. Nice little trade there. Nice little trade. So it looks like everybody's going to be getting out of the SPY. So good little overnight trade, Adam. All right, first on deck is Walmart. Carol bought Walmart yesterday at 144.50. It is 143.30, well off of its lows, which is fantastic, and a move back up. So still underwater on the trade, but I'm glad it reversed back over. Kamal bought Goldman Sachs here at 203.79. This has been a rocky road, up and down and up and down and up and down. We had that big down bar yesterday, but look at today, up 2%, up $4, up 4.31, and up 2%. So Kamal has ridden this like a champion, and he's nicely up on the trade. AGG, Carol bought AGG yesterday at 118.68. Oh, it's only down 0.46%. This looks a lot worse than I thought. So that's good. So she bought it at 118.68. It is now 118.14, down 55 cents, down 0.46%. Eli Lilly. I still have Gary and Eli Lilly. I don't know if this is right, but bought here at 149.63. Had a big day up. I hope Gary did take some profits up there and then went back down, but up like a champion, right back up like a champion today, up 2.43%. So if Gary's still in that trade, nicely in the money. Gold was down earlier. I still have Gary in gold. I don't know if this is right, Gary, but let me know. We had the 520 cross under yesterday. So at the end of the day yesterday, I wasn't 100% sure who got in what and out of what. But anyway, let me know. VIPS, Carol and Yas bought VIPS yesterday at, they have a dividend yesterday? I show here 17.48, but usually when this happens, when you have the entry and then it looks like it didn't get up to the entry, you got a dividend. So it's very possible got a dividend. Is down 1.68% today, is still holding it went under the 200 and over the 200, under the negative third, over the negative third, holding the 30 RSI, holding the halfway of this washout bar. So if I was in this trade personally, I'm not telling you what to do, but if I was in this trade personally here, I'd probably hold it because it's recovered nicely. Johnson & Johnson. I have Frank and Bob in Johnson & Johnson. Let me know if this is correct. An entry here at 147.39. Had a huge move up, and then the last couple days down and down, but a big, looks like bounced off the entry point. So it looks like now both of them are still in the money on this, but obviously have given back quite a bit from those highs and the sell-off that we had. Snap, Karen bought Snap back on the 2nd of September at 22.90. It is now 22.70. Was down a ton earlier, like everything else in tech. So slightly underwater on the trade, but I'm really glad we had a nice comeback there, or that Karen had a nice comeback there. BAC, Bank of America, doing well. I have Gary buying it here at 26.05. V1 went down. Nice move up today, 3.8%. 0.94%. So congratulations, Gary. WDC, I still have Quad Racer and WDC at 35.22. Moved up nicely, down yesterday, but up 1.62%, so that's good. Beyond Meat, Kamal bought Beyond Meat here at 125.10. Went up initially, sideways, went hard up, sideways. Yesterday went up huge, and then today, darn it, really sold off, but has recovered from there. But still in the money on the trade, so I guess that's the most important. NKTR. Looks like Kamal bought NTKR here at 1936. Held today, way down, but it's recovered nicely. So let me know if there's any changes there, Kamal, but this one is down on the trade so far. Stitch Fix, I still have Gary in Stitch Fix, I believe. What a trade this was. Holy smoke. Gary bought this back here at 22.56. It is now 26.60. It held that held that 200, held that 200, moved up a little down, move up a little down, and held pretty strong yesterday. And today it's up 3.62%. So that's fantastic. All right, Quad. Don't know if he's still in this, but this is EVRG. Bought at 52.90. Right now it's at 52.30, so down a little bit on the trade. All right. FAS. All right. Frank bought FAS. At least I still have him here. Let me know if there's a difference, but bought at 33.79, 520 crossover, sold 90% of his position here, kept 10% for runner, moved back down to the value zone, bounced to the value zone, down big yesterday, but up nicely today. But I believe maybe Frank hit some of his stops, so you'll have to fill me in on that. TSN, Johan and Gary bought TSN here at 63.46. Went up big yesterday, then came back down, was down earlier, but up today. So still down on the trade, but I'm glad that's up if you're still in the trade. Carr, Frank, and Jayhawk MBA here at 29.54. It's at 30.05, so I don't know if either of these are still in. So maybe you guys can all update me at the end of the day on ones you're in and one you're not, because I have a feeling I have some trades on here that you're not in anymore. IAU, Frank bought IAU gold at 18.65. It is 18.47, so a little bit down on the trade. Alibaba, Gary sold puts at 240. The 240, 235 puts, so meaning that by September 18th, if the price closes above 240, he will make the difference on this bullish credit spread that he sold. So that one's looking pretty promising. Stars, Evan bought Stars at 178.12, and it is up 0.36% today. Beautiful trade, my gosh. Intel, Quad bought Intel back here at 49.22. Hung around, tested the stop, tested, and now we've rallied nicely from there. Big down day today, but up today, which is a really good sign. FCFS, bought FCFS at 58.10. Big move up. He's held this, came back down right to his entry, closed above, and bounced from there down a little bit today. Two more to go. Frank bought NDAQ at 133.06, went up nicely, but of course we had two big down days, so a little bit underwater. And last one, DBX, Kamal bought DBX at 1990. Initially went up, held that 200, held that 200, held that 200, and today went under the 200 and back over. Looks like he's slightly still up on the trade. Okay. Steve says, volatility is definitely back. Looks like a break of the last uptrend. Odds are we go sideways for a while. Oh, good. Thank you for that, Steve. Frank says, I defined my risk and loaded up on Apple, loaded up the Apple truck at 113. Oh, you did? You know, that's interesting because I trade an account for a friend of mine, and we discussed this morning, and we did buy some Apple at, oh, and Frank has, do you still have the 114.73s? We had the split, so now it's confusing. But no, it looks like Carol's up on the trade now, so that's good. So I'll tell you what, Frank, I'm going to move this to 113. Yeah, that's about where we bought. Kind of same thing. Define the risk, you know. Okay. Very nice, Frank. Beautiful. I'm going to put Frank's name over here so I know who bought where. Steve says, I made new all-time trading capital today with my put options increase in value. Fantastic, Steve. Beautiful. You are the master, my friend. You are the master. All right. Vips, yes, is still holding. Okay. Also picked up some Apple. Okay. Tell me at the end of the day then, if you don't mind. Yes. Glenn says, well done, Steve. I had made an all-time capital high on Wednesday, but gave back 5% since then. You win some, you lose some. Marathon, not a sprint. That's true. Kamal says, my list today. Oh boy. Okay. I'll get to those, but before I do, let me just quickly do a little bit on trader psychology. You know, there's some great Facebook, Twitter channels out there that do a great job of posting good things for us to read, helpful things, educational things. And one of our best and favorite persons in the world is Stephen Burns, who's right here in the chat with us. He posted this from the New Traders, Rich Traders page over on Facebook. This is from Nick Raj. Simple trading tips and tricks. Sentiment will drive the market or a stock a lot further than logic ever will. Boy, is that not true? You know, the reason stocks go up is because of demand. The reason stocks go down is because of supply, right? People selling. And sometimes it has nothing really to do with the fundamentals of anything. You know, a lot of people have been talking about the disconnect between the valuations of stocks and why they're going up. And, you know, there's that old saying, you can be right or you can make money. And, you know, I look at Tesla, I look at Apple, I look at their financials. I was like, these don't deserve to be up here at all. But take your signals. That's why price action trading is so important, because you have signals and you take them. But if you get in your head that, no, this is too high, or no, it's worth more than this, or no, it's not worth this, that's where you can get into problems. So it's all about supply and demand, or, you know, how people feel about things. Sentiment will drive the market or a stock a lot further than logic ever will. So keep that in mind, right? Just because you have an opinion of something doesn't necessarily mean the market's going to agree with that. Nick Rage is a great trader and author out of Australia. Oh, good. Well, thanks for that post. Let's see. Kamal, those ones you want me to look at, are those the ones that were on the list? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through, how should I do this? All right, well, let's just do it this way. DGX, since it's time that we get on. Yeah, that's not bad. That's definitely not bad. It's one of the better ones I've looked at. Under 30, over 30, V1. Let's see, I don't have DG. No, I don't have it there. All right, I like that one as a potential. Let me do a little math. All right, so let me put what is this? DGX. Okay, I'm going to put DGX on there. Tiva is on there. UNG, I guess I better put this one up. UNG. Oh, natural gas. Yeah, it's above the 200. I don't know if it back tests well over the 200. Plus, it's a V1. and over the 200. It's good. It's already rejected the -1 ATR channel. It's okay, but I'll tell you what, the UNG seems like it's really tricky to trade. So I don't like that we've rejected the 1 ATR channel, and I usually don't buy this high unless it's a crossover. So I'm going to take that one off, Kamal. SWIR, do I have that one on the list? No. SWIR. Sherwin-Williams. I mean, it did reject the -1 ATR channel. It did reject the 50. It is a V1. Yesterday's bar was larger than 1 ATR channel. I don't think I like that one very much. I mean, it's okay. I think it would be better just random, but no, I like those other ones better. SINA. It's not bad. It's not bad, but it would need to close above the 50 RSI. It's already rejected the 50 RSI today, so that one would make me concerned. How are we doing on time? 137. All right, we're good. Add vibe. Nah, I don't really see anything particularly there. I mean, we have a V1, but that yesterday's bar was too big. NTES. Not bad, but it would have to trigger that V1. I think it is not triggered right now, so we'll put that on the board. Lift. Nice V1, false breakout to the downside. Not over 50. Oh, you know, it's all right. We'll watch that one. REGN. No, I don't like that. I mean, it's a V1, but again, it's up against a day one bar that's just too big. So no. And CVS. Did that one go under 30 and over 30? Pretty close. That one's okay. Alan C is here. Hey, good to see you. Paxton, what's up, Packy? Good to see you. Paxton's a friend of mine for many years. We used to play poker together. The other day we hadn't spoken in a while, and we were talking about the similarities between poker and trading. Start with a good hand, right? Start with a good starting hand in poker. Start with a good starting setup. Sarge, hey Jesse, what's happening, buddy? Jesse and I had a Skype call yesterday. He was helping me out with the Thinkorswim platform for the template. I wanted to have that for my students. So good to see you, Jess. Really great to see you. Okay, let me check on things over here. Now, let's go back down through this. And we'll take a look at the results from this scanner here. So SCWX. Yeah, I don't see anything here. I mean, just two big down bars. It seems very volatile. Yesterday was that big bar. You have to be concerned about that. So I'm going to take that one off. And Jesse, I forgot, I needed to send you something. I will do that after the market closes. Lift is okay. I mean, we have this big bar up. We came down. We tested that halfway. We do have a V1. The risk to reward would concern me a little bit, being at a 46.54, but we'll keep that one as a possibility. DGX, Quest Diagnostics. You know, that one's pretty good. Under 30, over 30, under the 200, over the 200. Looks like false breakout to the downside here. Let me see. Not quite. Not quite. But it is an under the 200, over the 200, under the -3rd, over the -3rd, under the 30, over the 30. Let's look over on the weekly. Weekly is holding the 50-day moving average, so there's a confluence there. So far, I like DGX X the best. Altere. Anyway, I don't know how to say that. False breakout to the downside. Bullish, double bottom with the bullish divergence. Here we have a low, very red bars. We did go green. We've come back down. We went lower than this low, and we have a missing right shoulder, meaning we don't have any red bars. Now, did this go under the 30 and over the 30? 32.99. So it did not. So it really didn't go under 30 over 30, and it is still down 4.2%. Those are scary ones to buy, but I mean, I understand. I mean, sometimes those are really good potentials. I'll put it over there. We'll see. SWIR, V1, but it's a V1, rejection of the third, rejection of the 50, but I don't like where this is at. I'd feel better if it was down near the 200 or it was down in the lower RSI level. So I'm going to take that one off. Boeing, green today. False breakout to the downside from over here and the V1, but I don't take V1s when they're up against a huge bar like this. A lot more volume on the downside than today's up. It is up, good relative strength. Let's look at the weekly. Weekly is in a good spot. It's in the value zone. It looks like it got very close to rejecting the 50 RSI already. 49.95, pretty close. So for that reason, I'm going to take that off. SSO, double leverage SPY. You know, somebody asked me the other day, you know, should I buy Tesla or should I buy Apple on the dip? But it only dipped one day. And I said, you know, I would feel like if you're just want to buy it for long term, buying when it comes back to the value zone is a better idea, always a better idea than buying up there. It went under 50, over 50, which is good, but I just feel like there's a lot of volatility in this market. So I would pass on. Me personally, I'm going to pass on this. I mean, if I was a long-term investor and it came back to the value zone here, the greens, yeah, not a bad place to pick it up. But for my purposes, you know, in this channel's purposes, no. ALKS. This one definitely went under 30 and over 30. False breakout to the downside. Yeah, not bad. Getting down near the lower -1 ATR channel on the weekly. How much volume on this thing? 575,000. It's okay. Let me do some math on this. All right. I will put that one over in the potential category. Tiva, under 30. So I like other ones better than that. PSTG. Did not go under 30, over 30. So I like the ones that already tested that. FNV. No, nothing really interests me on FNV. CVX, what's that, Chevron? I guess earlier it was a V1, but no, I don't see anything on Chevron that interests me there. ZYXI. That's quite the washout bar. Weekly did hold the 50-week moving average. That is a good confluence of signals. I like the other ones better. I mean, it is a false breakout the downside. It is a V1. It's just that we had that 200-day moving average hanging right above us. So I'm going to let that one go. Let me check on the markets what's going on. Okay, so everything's red. Lockheed Martin did bounce nicely at the 200-day moving average, but now the risk to reward is not good. So no. UI. Under 30, over 30, Ubiquity. Yeah, that one concerns me. Look at the down bar yesterday on the big volume. Yes, we came off, we rallied a little bit, but on lower volume. So no, I don't like that. When things are down big like they have been the last couple days, I would be more inclined to stick with the bigs, the biggest and best companies. Tyson, this was a trade taken a couple days ago. I got out of this with a loss yesterday. No, I don't see anything, especially up against this big bar. Whenever you have a huge big bar, I'm always concerned. More than not, I would think this would fail, right? We have a big down bar. Most likely it's going to fail right about here from a Fibonacci standpoint. So no. HRC. $33, so no, didn't go under the 30. UA, no. And NTES. Just not really no sideways motion here. No. The other ones that I have over there, in my opinion, are much better setups. Paxton said, love you, man. Love you too, Packy. All right. I will send that to you after Jess. Dan says, Sarge, 375. Thank you. Oh, yeah. I sent him the template that Jesse gave me. Dan, for the charts, you are welcome, my man. Bob says, FLR. I guess we went under 30 yesterday. Yes. Back over 30 today. Yes. It's okay. It's an under 30, over 30. I'd like it better if it had a V1 or a V2 and had more confluences of signals. I mean, it went under the negative third, over the negative third, under the 30, over the 30, but it's up against such a big bar. MACD's negative. I think some of our potentials over here have positive MACDs and have similar setups. I think there was. Yeah. Like ALTERYX went under the 30, over the 30, false breakout to the downside, and MACD is positive, which just for that fact, I like it better. Lift is okay, but the risk to reward, I mean, look, we have the 50-day moving average, we have the 50 RSI, they're both going to be right about here, which doesn't mean anything. I mean, it's not going to, you don't know it's going to reject it until it rejects it, but kind of trying to make an educated guess about it, it's a little concerning. On this Quest Diagnostics, see, we're in the value zone on the weekly. We rejected the 50 on the weekly. That is good. We switch over to the daily. We have tested this 200 once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. I like this was the best entry of all of them, because now we're back over the third ATR channel. We're back over the 30 RSI. So that one is definitely a potential. ALKS. One's not bad either. Although the DGX, the Quest has, just looking at this looks like this has more confluences of signals, because this one has under 30, over 30, rejection of the negative third ATR channel, rejection of the 200, and a V1. But this would have to close above 30 at the end of the day. So that's, that's important as well, something to think about. So the Dow's down 160 points now. Man, what happened? Okay. Other thing to take in consideration, lift is up on a down day. DGX is up on a down day. So, you know, that's when Kamal creates his scanner, one of, you know, you do get bonus points if you're up on a down day. So, you know, that's called relative strength. I seem to like, I like this Quest Diagnostics the best. It's up on a down day, under 30, over 30, under the negative third, over the negative third. V1, and it's up on the day. So to me, that's clear that's probably the best one. Let me take a look at the indexes, what's happened here recently. Well, look at the Qs have come back into the value zone, you know, and a V1. Boy, that gave back a lot since I've been talking over the last 15 minutes, didn't it? Gary says, sorry for the update before the end, but I have to run. Still holding gold, BAC and LLY. Exited TSN with a small loss. Okay. Good to know. Small losses are okay. That was Gary, right? Yeah. Johan, I don't know if Johan's in there, but I'm teaching a lesson to Johan tonight, so I'll get an update from Johan then. Thanks for coming, Gary. Appreciate it. You have a good holiday weekend as well. Johnson, hey, Johnson, how you doing? Good to see you, sir. GILD. What is that? Gilead? I mean, it's okay. You know, it's forming this base here. It is up a little bit on the day. MACD is positive, which is good. I don't, you know, me personally, I don't think I would buy this because there's really no trigger whatsoever. But big picture, it looks okay. But, you know, I'm often wrong, Johnson. Often. So, you know, it might go screaming up, but you know, it is the best thing I see about it today is that it's green on a down day and it's forming this base. But before I get into a trade, I need some kind of trigger. Like big picture, I like this formation, but I need a trigger like a V1, V2, under 30, over 30, crossover, something like that. Kamal says, I will buy DGX. DGX is the one we were looking at, right? Quest, yeah. That's my favorite one as well. Zach says, hello, Greg. 3 days in a row. Been good to be back in the office and spend my afternoon hour with you. Thank you, Zach. It's always good to see you, buddy. Zach's been with me a long time. I appreciate that. Kamal says, the banks are closing over the 200 SMA on the weekly. All right. Let's go over and look at XLV and see if, or XLF and see if that's the case. Yes, it is. But, you know, yes, closing over the 200, that's good. Also rejected the 50-day above us, that's bad, right? So there's a bit of a conflict. There's some positive and a negative. So, I mean, yes, this does backtest well if you buy the banks over the 200-day on the weekly, and if it closes below, get out. I did that here. I bought it over the 200. I had to get out here for a loss, right? And then it closed back above. So that is valid. It's valid back-tested approach. The risk to reward's pretty good, but I don't like that it rejected the 50-day moving average. Okay, so here's the close at 108.66. That was yesterday's close. So this is going to have to close above 108.66, which it does look like it's going to. Maybe, who knows? If I knew, then I would do something else. This one is my favorite here, to be honest with you. It's holding the 50-day moving average on the 50-week moving average on the weekly. Let's look at the monthly. Monthly, yeah, uptrend. Weekly, back in the value zone. Daily, there's your trigger. That's called triple screen. But it will have to close above 188.66 for me to buy. ALKS is okay. I still like DGX better. AYX, no, and lift. I mean, lift's okay. It just concerns me that we're at a 4671. I mean, it's a rejection of the -1 ATR channel. It's a V1, but we're at a 46 RSI. We have that 250-day moving average right above us. DGX is my favorite today. That and buying the SPY. Man, good day trades today. Holy smokes, really happy for that. Let's see, so Yas is slightly underwater on Apple. Let's see, is Carol is up on Apple. Unbelievable if she stayed with it. This was a huge drop to have to deal with, but nice trade there, Frank, at 113. $8.80. Boy, that's impressive. Steve says, I exited my September 11 344 strike puts for $527 for a flat trade. Options down 1.68%. I sold and did not roll because VIX rejected the 70. Okay, so he's not rolling even though the 10 is still above the 30, but when he looked at the VIX, and I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, actually I am 100% sure. Let's look at the VIX over here. Yeah, rejected the 70 RSI up here, rejected it. So that's why Steve's not rolling, because it rejected the 70 RSI. On the other hand, it still is holding the 200-day moving average. So that's kind of one of those things where there's some positives and some negatives for the VIX as well. Steve says, I'm in cash now. Good place to be. Yes, says actually average entry around 118 for Apple and already booked some gains. Oh, okay. Good. Okay. Yes, please remind me that at the end, because I want to make sure I get these correct for you. Glenn says, the recovery is not a V, L, or U. It's officially a K. A K. I'm not sure I understand that, Glenn. I know what a V is, I know what a L is, I know what a U is, but a K. Oh, I got you. That's why you think we're going to go back down and test. We go down, we go up, and then make a K. I think I'm right on that. Am I right? Okay. Oh, man, I didn't look at the time. I don't know if I'm going to get this trade off. I think I will. All right. Do I have enough time? Yes. I was talking there and I didn't realize. Okay. Woo, that was close. If it goes down on Tuesday, I'll be like, dang, I wish I would have kept speaking. But you never know, right? Okay. Well, the Dow's... Oh, that was it. That was it, everybody. There we go. So listen, if you have new entries or exits, or, let's get these cleared up, because I want to get an accurate board here. But before we do that, just quickly want to put in my daily plug. Just remind everybody that I do teach private one-on-one teaching and coaching and teaching lessons in the evening time via Skype. I love to teach. I've been doing it for a couple years now. I really like it. I've been trading over 24 years. I've studied with some really great traders over the last 24 years, one-on-one, really pick their brains, like Stephen Burns. He can attest to you. I would just question after question after question. I'm sure I'm totally annoying as a student. Totally annoying. If I had to teach myself, I'd be like, oh my gosh, this guy. But the course I teach is 15 hours, 5 sessions. Each session is 3 hours for a total of 15 hours. And everything I've learned from my teachers and mentors that I just mentioned, I teach in the course. It's I really feel like it's a good course. $1,000, but I think it is definitely worth the money. I think it's worth every penny. I think it's worth more. And so if you're interested in taking this course with me, I know you're going to learn a lot. We're going to get to know each other. It's going to be great. And if you're interested, reach out to me. You can send me an email. The email's in the description of this video. You can also send me a message on Twitter at Gossett Trading. And if you do reach out to me, I'll email you back and say, hey, how's it going? Thanks for contacting me. Let's set up a Skype call. Skype call's free. There's no sales pressure. I promise you. I just want to get to know you better, learn a little bit more about what you're looking for, your goals, your challenges in trading. And then it's a good time for you to ask me questions about the course. And I promise you, there is no sales. When we're done, I'll just say, hey, it's nice talking to you. Think about it. If you want to take the lessons in the future, just email me back. All right. And by the way, with Jesse in here, I never mentioned this, but I do have a military discount, 10% off if you're active duty or retired military. And I've had several students that are military. So it is 10% off. So it's $100 off. But you have to be honest, right? You have to be military. So, and then what else? Oh, if you could hit the thumbs up button today, I would really appreciate that. Helps keep the channel around, helps promote the channel on YouTube. And a lot of people out there need help with trading. They really do. Trust me, I teach a lot of students, and I know when I really start speaking to them and asking them questions, I'm usually always like, ooh, I'm glad they came, because they need help. So anyway, those are my 2 plugs. I appreciate you tolerating them each day. Let's see what I bought and where I bought it. So I bought the SPY at 342.57, and I bought DGX at 109.04. All right, so Qs are gone. That was a day trade. Apple was a day trade. DGX. All right, so the SPY trade today was at 342.57. And DGX 109.04. Ooh, I'm already down. 109.04. You know, I want to mention real quick, I said earlier that in an account that I manage, I was able to buy a lot of the low today in the NASDAQ and Apple. And you know, when you have a nice big move up like this, you know, and everybody's making money and it all feels good and all this kind of stuff, if you get a big down day like we had 2 days ago, it makes the headlines. It makes the headlines. People read it in the newspapers or online, and they're like, "Ooh, gosh, it's gone up so much," and "Oh, it's down, and maybe we should sell." That second day is the key day. The traders like us sell on days like this. The active traders sell on days like this. But the people that have 401ks that don't really follow the market, after a big down day like yesterday, they will read the paper, internet, things like that, and they'll see it and they'll go, ooh, and they'll put in usually orders to sell the next day, or they'll call their broker. And this is usually what accounts for that second day usually going down. And the market makers, they're aware of this situation, and a lot of people are aware of the situation, and so they just kind of pull their bids, and that's what helps the market go down like this. But when it gets overextended to the downside, then new group of buyers came in, like myself this morning, right, for Apple and the Qs right down in this area. So fortunate that that worked out. Doesn't always work out, but that's usually what happens. That's why you usually see, in a nice defined uptrend, you'll see 1 day down followed by 2 days down. The people that are on it sell the first day. The people that read about it later and after the market's closed, they sell the second day, and then usually a new group of buyers come in. But we did on the Qs, we did hold above the 50 RSI, so we went under 50, over 50, which is positive. But look, this is like throwing a big rock into a lake. You get huge amount of water splashing around. And this, you know, we threw the rock here, came down here. And you know what happens when you throw a big rock in the water? There's lots of commotion and turbulence, and it takes a while for things to calm down again. So that's what Steve Burns was saying earlier, that this, well, he didn't talk about the rock, but, you know, saying that the volatility we're down into the value zone area, so very likely we're more likely to move sideways here than just to go right back up. But who knows? I could be wrong. But that's generally what my observations have been over time. Okay. Glenn says, growth and wealthy people recovering, value and the poor suffering. Growth and wealthy people recovering, value and the poor suffering. Yes, true. True. All right. Kamal is out of Beyond Meat. Okay. DBX. Kamal is also out of DBX. Okay. In DGX. All right, that's the one I took. And keeping Goldman Sachs. Yeah, Goldman was green today. That's good. I'm really glad that went up for you. Yas is in DGX. Kamal is out of NKTR. Yas is in, okay, I already have Yas in DGX. GDXJ, oh, that's a gold miners, right? The miners? The juniors, I mean. Junior miners. All right. Okay, I got you down there, Yas. Okay, Apple. Trying to think how I'm going to do this. So Carol bought here, Frank bought here. Apple, Yas bought at 118.50. All right, I'm going to put these here, and I know it's going to be confusing. So I'm just going to do my best when I have multiple people at multiple entry points. So you'll have to help me along with that. You bought the Qs also? Okay. Yep. Have you in the Qs and already in VIPS. So I had you in Yas in the Qs yesterday and VIPS. Oh, well, that came back, closed above the 200, closed above the -1 ATR channel. Was there a dividend on this? You see how I have the entry at 1748 and it didn't get up to 1748? That's usually what happens when you get a dividend, because then the price goes down in the amount of dividend you got. I have a feeling there was a dividend. So you got that going for you. Bob says, Glenn, do you mean Biden's K recovery up for the upper class and down for the lower? Frank says, add a car. All right. Jayhawk MBA, I haven't seen him, so he's going to have to forgive me. I'm going to take car off there because I know Frank was in there, but I haven't seen Jayhawk. If you're out there and listening, we'll just put it back on if we did. Add a FAS. Okay. I'm just glad you got out of 90% of that, Frank. Okay. Out of NDAQ. All right. I'm glad that recovered at least some off the low for you, Frank. And half position on J&J. You sold half. All right. So I'll put here, sold. Sorry, my notes may not be the best, so bear with me. I'll make the effort. Okay, so we'll try to remember Frank sold half there. Glenn says, Bob, yes. He says, yes. Dan says, I think K equals 1,000. Oh, yeah, says, thanks, Greg, and everyone for all the help. By the way, would it be possible to get TOS template? Yeah, email me. Yes, gregory@gossettrading.com. The email's in the description. I'll send you the links. Yes, said sold Qs in the morning for profit, but re-entered around 274.80. Well, that's a lot better spot. 274.80 for yes. Ooh, much better. Mucho better. Okay. Frank, please, same thing. Please just email me. And the email's in the description. If you email me, I'll send you the links. There's 4 links, everyone. The first link is kind of the major template, and the second link, there's 4 links. The first one is like the template, and then there's 3 more links that are some add-on indicators. And I actually had a Skype call with Jesse last night trying to learn how to help my students set those up better. So if you're pretty good with Thinkorswim, then you'll probably be fine. But I don't use Thinkorswim. So when I have students that use Thinkorswim, I do my best to, I mean, I know a little bit, and I know more now because Jesse and I had that call last night. So yeah, please email me, Frank. And yes, so in green, luckily after some sweats this morning. Yeah, it was pretty sweaty this morning. My gosh, unbelievable. All right. So I know we have some people that aren't here, but does this look about right? I have Yas in the Qs. I have Carol in Walmart. I have Kamal in Goldman Sachs. Carol, I don't think she's on tonight. I have a lesson with her Saturday, so I'll have to ask her. I hope she got out of this. Eli Lilly, Gary, I still have Gary. He didn't say anything about Eli Lilly, I don't believe. And I still have Gary in gold. He didn't mention anything. Vips, Carol, and yeah, still in Vips. J&J, Frank sold half, and Bob's Snap. Karen is down on Snap. Gary on BAC. Quad Racer. Quad's not here today, but WDC. Yas bought Gold Miners at the close. Carol bought Apple at 120. Yas bought 118.50. Frank bought at 113 even. Stitch Fix. Boy, what a great trade for Gary on Stitch Fix. How much is this up? 16%, everybody. Let's put our hands together for Gary on that trade. Fantastic. EVRG, Quad, FCFS, Bob, TSN, Johan. I'm speaking with him tonight, so I'll have to make sure, but that one's definitely down. Intel down a little bit today. That's Quad and Bob. IAU, Frank, Baba, that's Gary's puts, and Evan. Look at this nice, beautiful, easy trade. But remember, you get big moves up like this. This is when I get concerned. Up by the stairs, down by the elevators. Obviously, I don't know this is going to happen, but I've just been doing this so long that when I look at that, that's what I see. So. Alrighty. So wow, the Dow just went positive, couldn't hold it, and now down 150. Nasdaq down 144, and the S&P down 28. So the market's not open on Monday. So I will not be here, obviously. Anybody else have any comments or questions or anything that I can help with? Let me switch over here and see. Boy, the VIX really did come down, didn't it? Big reversal. But on the bright side, we're still holding the 200. We're still holding the 50. I mean, bright side. I don't mean it bright side like that's good for everybody. I'm just saying from a VIX perspective. Oops, let's see. All right. It was great speaking with Jesse last night. Jesse was one of my former students and just all around great guy. And, that's the thing. When I spend 15 hours or more sometimes with my students, and then when I get done with the class, I'm like, yeah, I feel like they're my friends, and then they go off. And so I'm always happy when my former students check back in and we're able to touch base again. Frank says, yes, thinking about Katie. Man, me too. Yep, especially when I get up in the morning, because I always look forward to seeing her in the morning. We had our little ritual, and man, it's just so kind of empty without her. She just had so much energy, and she brought so much energy into the house and in my daily schedule. And I'll tell you what, she was a beautiful girl, such a good girl. Everyone loved her, everyone always asked about Katie. And so I appreciate that, Frank. I really do. Bob says, what's in the new TOS template? There is nothing new, Bob, in this template. I had the call last night with Jesse so that I could help my students arrange it a little bit better. We wanted to try to dial it in so that there didn't have to be any editing, but we couldn't figure out how to do that. So there is nothing new in the template. Dan says, Frank, me too. Yesterday I was glad about the market drop. Kind of market missing Katie. Yeah, gosh darn it. Yep. I feel like I have all this more time on my hands right now because, I'm constantly taking care of her and looking out for her and checking on her. And I do it 20 times a day. I walk around and expect to see her in a room, or I go outside, expect to, it was such a nice kind of like cooler night last night. And I just thought, she would have just loved it out here. But listen, she went quick. It was a very nice kind of peaceful. She went very quick, and she was, she had some sedatives. I gave sedatives to her before the vet came. And but thank you to everyone for thinking about Katie. Whew. All right, I got to keep it together if I even say her name. Paxton, you're welcome. Zach says, Greg, do you think you'll be looking for another puppy anytime soon? I raised a pack of German Shepherds about 20 years ago, and they lived to about 15, 13, 14, 15. And very special pack of dogs. And I actually have the sperm frozen of two of my male dogs. They had passed away a long time now, but I do have their sperm frozen. So, one day I'd like to get a female puppy that, once she grows older, 2 or 3 years old, then we can do the artificial insemination and I can have a new pack of German Shepherds, because I just love a pack of German Shepherds, man. That's all I can say. I mean, if you came in my house, maybe Paxton remembers, but you'd come in my house, I had 10 German Shepherds. They follow me around. They were my bodyguards, and they were all just nice and pleasant and wonderful and such special dogs. There's always something special, when you raise puppies from the day one. They were born right here in my house, and then you have a pack. You have that whole sibling rivalry and all that kind of stuff. But I will definitely get another dog. I grew up with like 10 dogs and a pony and 3 ducks and however many cats. My mom was like the local, humane society. So, I'm a huge animal lover, and I definitely will, but I don't want to do it too quick. I haven't been able to do much or travel much or do anything because, I was always taking care of Katie, and I didn't like to leave her, and especially as she got old. And so, I don't know, I might go on a trip. I might go visit some friends and do that while I don't have a dog, because when I have a dog, I'm really focused on them. But Marcella, hi, how are you? Good to see you. I'm sorry I did not know about Katie. God bless. Thank you. Thank you. She had a good life. So, that's the positive. Paxton says, I remember the pack. That's right. Zach said, that would be great. I know when we had to put our dog to sleep about 12 years ago, we grieved. We did get another puppy to invest in and love on, and that seemed to help. Yeah, it definitely does. It definitely does. But out of respect for Katie, I want a little time to go by, because right now I can't hardly even say her name without crying. Ugh. Sorry. So, but yeah, you're right. It does help. It definitely does help when you get another puppy. But I'll definitely have one, and a new one, and I'll definitely share it with you guys. But I think Katie will always be the mentor of the channel. Yep. I got her when her first parents went in the hospital, and I just took care of her, and that turned into a few months, and then the owner died, but the owner's son was very close with her still, even though now she was my dog, and he would come over and visit her, and Katie always liked to see him, remembered him, and I called him yesterday and talked to him about it, and he was sad. Yeah. So, all right. Well, again, Monday is Labor Day. I guess it's the last day of summer. So I won't be here on Monday. If you are interested in the templates for Thinkorswim, please let me know. Like I said, there's 4 of them. There's the first link's the main one, and then there's 3 add-on indicators. So I'm happy to send that to anyone if that would help. But just email me. And okay, I think I got everything. So thanks to everybody for coming. Please remember, try to go out, do something nice for somebody today. Just try to do it every day. Just a smile or a wave or a hello, or hold the door for them, or just something. It's just a good policy to try to do something good for everybody. And can you imagine in this world if everybody just did one nice thing for everybody every day? Like everybody did it for just one nice thing. I mean, the world would be a different place. So if you could please do that, I would really appreciate it. And then also, of course, I'm a big animal lover. It would also be nice if you could try to do one nice thing for an animal each day as well. Just give them a pat on the head, or give them a carrot if they're a horse, or just something, because they are living beings and have just like us. And they like nice things for them as well. Kamal says, thank you, Greg. Have a long weekend. Happy hiking. You too, buddy. We should catch up on Skype call soon. And thanks again for the scan today, Kamal. Bob says, have a great holiday hiking. We'll be thinking of you, Greg, this weekend. Thank you, Bob. Appreciate that, my friend. Dan says, have a great hike. Thanks all. Thanks, Dan. Zach says, thank you, Greg. Have an awesome weekend. Talk to you Tuesday. Okay, sounds good, Zach. Thank you. Bob says, we'll be thinking of you, Greg, this weekend. Have a great holiday. Yep. Thank you, Bob. And thanks to Steve Burns. Appreciate that, Steve. And always nice to have you in the chat. And Paxton, great seeing you, buddy. Hope this helped today. Hope you're starting to learn about it. Yas says, totally agree, Greg. Be nice to everyone. You are kind. Have a nice weekend. Thank you. Thank you, Yas. All right. Well, that's it for today, everybody. Have a really fun weekend. Be good. Be safe. Hit the thumbs up button if you haven't already. That would be awesome. Go out and do a nice thing for a human and a person. Study your charts. I have, a whole bunch of videos in my YouTube channel under the lessons playlist. Where, I know I talk a lot about a lot of different things here, V1s, V2s, blah, 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 blah. But, I have videos on everything that I do, and they're long and extended. They're not me talking about it for 10 seconds and then moving on to something else. They're half hour or an hour or longer. So, if you have time this extended weekend, check out my lessons online on YouTube in the playlist. All right. Well, that's it. Take care, everyone. Nice having you here today, and we'll see you on Tuesday. Bye-bye. U.S. government required disclaimer. Stock, options, futures, and forex trading is not appropriate for everyone. While there is a potential for large rewards, there is also a substantial risk of loss associated with trading. The material in this video or live broadcast is not geared towards any particular individual or to any particular financial situation and is not intended to meet the particular investment objectives of any viewer. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Any and all information contained in, implied, or referenced by this video or live broadcast is not to be construed as investment advice, and no representation is made that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast is an investment or financial advisor or is registered or authorized to give any financial advice. We are publishers and educators only. Therefore, the various producers of this video or live broadcast will not accept liability for any loss or damage of any kind which may arise either directly or indirectly out of the use of any of this material, including any loss of profit. No representation is made that any account or investment will or is likely to achieve the profit or losses demonstrated. We recommend consultation with a licensed and qualified professional before making any investment decision. This video or live broadcast is not to be construed as an offer to buy or sell any security, financial instrument, or financial product of any kind. Notice is hereby given that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast or their clients may have an interest in any security, financial instrument, or financial product mentioned or referenced. Any simulated or hypothetical performance result depicted does not represent actual trading and therefore may under or overcompensate for the impact of various market factors such as lack of liquidity. Thank you.